Welcome to chartforecaster.com. I'm Kyle, and in today's video, we're talking about Adobe, baby. And it's really taken quite the beating the last couple days. Now, there was an interesting shark harmonic that did come in. I do believe that this is all pretty natural rhythm of the market for this stock. We'll also deploy chartforecaster.com right now. But for anyone that uses Adobe, including myself, I love Photoshop, I love Premiere Pro, all that stuff. I hate Adobe at the same time because they force a lot of updates and things of that nature. And I think that one thing that we're going to see Adobe lose out on is market share when it comes to editing videos and things of that nature. Because guess what? AI is here. AI can basically go through 100 different photos, edit them perfectly for the person, and then that person can deliver those to the client in record-breaking time. There's no more manual labor when you're editing a photo, and we're going to start to see a lot of Adobe's suites, Premiere Pro, which is their video editing software, Photoshop. We're going to start to see a lot less usage of this stuff. I can tell you what, if I could just tell AI what I wanted to do with one of these raw videos that I make, I would just love to pay that extra money and really just click a button and let it do the work for me, because it saves me tremendous amounts of time. So with that said, I do think that the pressure is going to be on Adobe more so in the long run. And I do feel like AI, unless Adobe doesn't start adopting some of their competitors' edges, like one-click editing, things like that, to edit 1,000 pictures, they're going to get left in the dust. And of course, AI doesn't do a perfect job every time. But my thoughts are they're going to lose tremendous market share going forward with AI. And let's just check out what Chart Forecaster has to say, because right now the chart looks very, very ugly, really bad. But I do think that it was a result of this harmonic shark. So we'll look at Adobe. They had a really nice swing low. We'll just go up. Actually, we'll go to this December 12th, 2025 position. We'll calculate it. And really, you can see how well Chart Forecaster does at making some of these predictions. We're really close to a momentum peak area and several other things, which we'll get to in just a second. But you can see that it basically calculated that this was going to be the momentum peak area right here on this candle. So price came down. It didn't really go down too much further, but this was kind of the momentum peak area of this bearish trend. And then it also predicted quite nicely this reversal. So price came up. It said, hey, this is going to be a market high or low, and it's going to be a reversal point. Again, bullish or bearish momentum. It predicted it would start building here, which it did. We saw a slew of red candles, and this was the first candle. It was bullish. Now, one thing to take into consideration, we don't exactly know the impact of all these dates and times. We just know that there could be a very, changing tide or events that happen on and around these areas. Here it predicted a volatility spike down to the hour, which was incredible to see. And here it also predicted a momentum peak area, and the bottom fell out just like crazy. Chart Forecaster also did a great job, though, predicting the reversal that came, the start of new bullish momentum, increased volatility, and now we're looking at a momentum peak area around January 14th at 1900 hours. So January 14th at 1900 hours is right about here. So we'll put a pin here and we'll revisit this chart to see what happens. So maybe we'll get a little bit of some sideways trading here going into the 14th, and then on the 18th, it's predicting two things: a market low or high and a common reversal point. So if we start to see Adobe really start to kind of trade sideways through this January 14th event and then on to this January 18th event, which would be, we'll just round that up to January 20th, because that looks like a holiday. my opinion here is that we'll see a reversal point happen on the 20th after the holidays. It's just going to be interesting to see how this plays out. So maybe what we'll do is we'll see price trend sideways. Maybe we'll see some sort of pattern or some setup that we'll be able to use going into that 20th date. And then on the 22nd, bullish or bearish momentum will start building again. So hopefully we end up having some interesting patterns that we can follow to make a prediction for January 22nd. Now, a lot of times, some of the best trades are the ones that you wait for. And it could be that we're gearing up to see this thing maybe flag out into some sort of a falling wedge pattern or something of that nature. We just won't know until we start to see what happens. But I usually like to start trading around the common reversal points in the bullish or bearish momentum, simply because it's a great opportunity to maybe buy the dip and then to watch for a momentum swing. So hope you guys enjoyed this video on Adobe. To be honest, I'm not a big fan of them. I love their products, but the updates and they don't listen to their customers. That's always been a thorn in my side. I've been using them for the last 8 years, but they have the best software. So we'll see you guys on the next video.